our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Welcome back. We're at Aviva Stadium. We're in Houston, Texas. You see the coin toss coming. Great Lakes is going to be in gray, and in red is going to be Independent Red. Here at the National Collegiate Rugby All-Stars 2023 Shield Challenge. John Broker with Pat Clifton bringing you this final match of day one. We're going to have the exciting semifinals and finals all day tomorrow. Here from the home of the Houston SaberCats, going home to National Collegiate Rugby's All-Stars. Pat, a good final game on our hands here.
Yeah, absolutely. We got the Independents coming in at 2-0. Great Lakes coming in at 1-1. The Thunderbirds hoping to keep some hopes of making the next round alive with a win here. It would be an upset. It would be a big victory for them. Coached by John Harley, Mike Geibel, Marion, Wheeling, a couple of the coaches involved there. They're back for a second year, this same staff.
Yeah, certainly. And thank you to Mike Geibel for taking the initiative on all the player information and jersey numbering and all that. Always want to throw out that appreciation. The Wheeling University coach. So we have Wheeling. We have Sanders Slavitz from Western Michigan. John Harley, you said, is a head coach. Seth Irwin from IUP. Wes Say from Miami of Ohio. And John Fox from Thomas More. Quite a coaching staff here. Independence Red. Coaching staff, Ed Turbity from Northeastern, Dave LaFlamme from Brown University, NCR's D1 champions, Kyle Sumption, first-year head coach at Dartmouth, previously at Army West Point, and Matt Terest from UMass Lowell, the manager. And thank you, Matt, for all the great information. Some contrasting styles on their way here as Independent Red will be running from left to right on your screen. Great Lakes, the Thunderbirds, will be coming out soon. Some exciting players, and Chief Chifumbu heading it up. Mike Mulea in the centers. Hudson Montgomery up front. A lot of fun players on this Great Lakes team. Just waiting for a referee and some players to kick this one off, and we'll be good to go here at NCR's All-Star Weekend.
Good to see Brian Arnold back on the pitch. Good player for IUP. They made a nice deep run in the Division II playoffs, making it all the way to the final. They ran into the buzzsaw that is the Principia Thunder Chickens.
Thunder Chickens, certainly exciting players to watch there. See Great Lakes taking the field.
A couple of big units from the Wheeling Cardinals in the back row for the Great Lakes. Aaron Juma, the 6'1", 225-pound open side flanker from Harare, joined by fellow Zimbabwean Rua Karamazando, then 6'3", number 8. And watch those guys for sure in the gray.
And kicking it off, Chief Chipfumbu to get us underway here. The exciting number 10 Zimbabwe U20 player. Hangs that one up, but it's not going to make it 10 meters. So mistake to start there from Chipfumbu. See him not pleased with that action, but going to come the captain, Malcolm Robinson. He's going to want to scrum at the midfield here.
Malcolm Robinson played every minute of every game in last year's championship, helping the Independents win that thing. Absolute stalwart. For some reason, one of the unsung heroes at Dartmouth, but arguably their best player over the last couple of years. I know that's a big argument, but he is a fantastic player.
You know, when you have a forward like that and you don't see him out in the open field, it's a coach's appreciation because he's doing a lot of hard work. Here's that independent scrum trying to push on this Great Lakes team right away. Ball Voath has a ball in hand. Good tackle coming in there on Reed Santos. Santos has to knock that ball back. We have a offsides penalty against the Independents. It's going to be Great Lakes opportunity here. See big Ivan Delgado there from Western Michigan talking to the referee already about the scrummaging from the Independents. I think something's being done illegally.
Yeah, control everything you can, Lakes. I suppose.
Yeah, just trying to get in his ear, make him think there's something going on there. Jack Swords playing in the front row. Number 22, opposite Delgado there. They're going to go to the front, our Great Lakes. That one's going to be a little bit miscued and knocked on. So it's going to be a scrum or a line out, or a scrum actually. It happened once the ball came in for the Independents. 15 meters in here. We'll see what they decide to do with this ball.
We're going to get to the bottom of that scrum, see if I haven't had much of an argument. It's a big group up front, Wheeling, Western Michigan, Indiana. Or I apologize, I misread that. We've got Western Michigan at prop and Indiana, Peyton Wall, a fantastic hooker there in the middle.
Referee getting us set in here again. Voath put this one in, the Boston College psychology major from Cincinnati. And two-time national championship, single school and high school. St. Ignatius. Off the back they come through. Esteves, the Portugal U20 player and U18 captain. Voath comes across, finds big Jack Swords. That student at Dartmouth, loosely with Holy Cross. Independents push that one downfield. Chipfumbu gets a ball and moves it quickly. Big pressure coming in on this Great Lakes team. Chipfumbu has to take this one into contact. He's held up so far. He has a lot stronger fellas around him. We'll see what they can do here as the ball eventually comes to the ground. So Great Lakes is going to lose this one to the Maul for the Independents. Great work there on Chipfumbu, a very elusive runner. Getting a hold of him is hard enough, keeping him up. Very well done, Independents.
We saw Delgado come in and try to wrestle that thing away at the last second, but too late. Getting held up into the tackle is a frustrating thing to have happen to you. You could see Chipfumbu flailing those legs, trying to find an anchor and get down to the ground.
Delgado in his notes says he's a pet lizard named Magnus. Hopefully Magnus is okay with his father away playing rugby for the weekend in Houston, Texas. Looking one way, going the other. Estevez gets to the Voath. They have a runner coming in the center. Great work coming in from Gabe Reardon, but can't find his way through. The pass went forward nonetheless. Scrum for the Thunderbirds.
Scrums have looked pretty competitive so far. Seen the Reds put people on skates earlier in this competition. This Great Lakes pack is holding its own, though. Chris Jensvold from Louisville, part of the MAC conference, one of the new conferences to join National Collegiate Rugby this fall. 6'4", 230 pounds from Fishers, Indiana. Actually played in the program that John Harley, the head coach for the Great Lakes, helped start.
Kick comes out there. Here it comes on Tsev. Tsev scored 2 tries in the last one. Gets that pass to Kamara, but he can't quite go to hand. Picked up by Great Lakes. Great Lakes. No advantage shown here from the referee. Inside their own 40. We'll see if they decide to go with this. Looking wide and keeping on his own is Chipfumbu. Penalty against. Player coming off their feet for the Thunderbirds. Opportunity for this Independence Red team as Ollie Corbett gets ball in hand.
So they're going to go for some points here. New England having to wait 5 minutes to take a lead. Something they haven't had to do all that often. So maybe getting a little itch to get some points on the board. And we're going to line it up here with Santos.
Santos from Babson College, a triple concentration in entrepreneurship, real estate strategy, and consulting. Really only count 2, but triple concentration, we'll give it to him, from the International School of Manila.
Got great range. A lot of leverage at 6'2" as a kicker.
Assistant referees say that's good. 3-0 opens the scoring here for the Independence Red. Great Lakes to kick this one off.
Great Lakes have really, I think, stood up to the test so far early on. Just a couple of penalties going against them. But it hasn't been the run of play. They have been standing right there with the Independents, especially in the scrum this time.
Independents field that one cleanly. Big hit comes in from Great Lakes. Great Lakes turns it over. Great Lakes on the move now inside this Independence half. Moving the ball on, little shot back in there. Good work from Mulea. We're number 12, but ball goes forward. To be a scrum here for Independence. Smart thinking for Mulea, but not happening.
Nice opportunity here from the Great Lakes. Potentially put some pressure on to the Independents. Get some bit of attacking possession on this end. We got one danger man on the weak side for the Independents.
Good drive coming forward. Trying to draw a penalty are the Independents here, but they're going to move this one out. Ball spills forward. Great Lakes opportunity here. Nice break. Shoestring tackle. They recycle it. They're coming back in the other direction. They've got runners. Chipfumbu puts a ball in the middle of the field. Chipfumbu again looks for a runner. Looks for a little wraparound there. A little too fancy. See what he can make happen. well tackled in the middle of the field, but penalty for a high tackle as he was coming down. So opportunity to level it if they would like here for Great Lakes Thunderbirds, and that's what they're going to do.
Great Lakes, smart decision here, right in front of the post, or pretty close, in front of one, if you will. It's a nice clear shot at goal. Opportunity to level the table. Pretty happy halfway through the first half if you're the Great Lakes coaching staff.
Ryan Niemiller from Bowling Green, the senior, steps up for this one. Clayton, North Carolina. Chapel Hill Rugby as a high school player. And has flown in the Goodyear blimp, Pat.
That's, boy, check that off the bucket list. That's a big one.
I know, right? 0 blimps for me.
We'll do a few blimpies. A couple of Sammies, but...
And that one ties it up at 3. Great Lakes versus Independent Red, all tied up here. Just about 10 minutes into this 20-minute first half. Everything to play for here at Aviva Stadium.
See the Bowling Green Falcon get some points on the board. Also a new member to National Collegiate Rugby this year, Mac, runners-up to Louisville. They breaking a long streak. So long I couldn't even recite to you how long, but many years of Bowling Green winning that conference.
Some changes coming in here. Referee saying that's okay.
Independence getting bored with the fake cheeky restart.
High kick just inside the 40-meter line. Hit comes in from Independent, but Great Lakes will continue to hang on to this ball. Here's Hudson Montgomery from Thomas More. Hudson Montgomery, very intelligent front row player. Chipfumbu moves that one quick, slips off of his teammates, and away they come. The captain, Malcolm Robinson, carrying that one. Voath looking for a runner and finds him. Nearly doesn't go to hand for Gaffa there. Kamara hangs on to it. Gaffa comes in and cleans that one up. The Dartmouth-Brown connection. Across the field they come into the hands of Big Jack Swords. Into the hands of Omar Aljandari. One of the Brown University players in the team. Voath gets a little run, draws some players in, but big hit comes, and that's thrown forward. Scrum coming for the Great Lakes Thunderbirds. Good defensive pressure from the Thunderbirds.
Which is actually what you have to do to this Independence team. You got to get up, you got to tackle them, got to make them earn all their yardage. When you give them penalties, you play into their strength. When you just play defense, front up, create manageable gaps across the field, and try to get them to break through those. As long as you can do that consistently and bring 2 sets of shoulders into each of those tackles, collapse on those gaps from each side, you're going to be fine. Play that patiently. They'll eventually commit a mistake or commit an error. That's what we do here. Now you can go on the offensive.
Big push from Independent Red, but no matter. Chief Chipfumbu puts the ball to his boot. Looking for some room back in there. A lot of pressure coming on. Good work by T7 initially. That was going to get turned over to Great Lakes. Great kick from Chipfumbu. Forces the player to take it in a touch from Independent Red.
Good kick. Kicks are only as good, though, as the chase, and a couple of Thunderbirds bearing down on the Independent all by himself, causing a good result here for the Thunderbirds. Jensvold's a great line-out target here.
So the other side to go. Looking to get away is Corbett, but it winds up into the hands of Great Lakes. Thunderbirds on the move again. Niemiller puts that one out to Chipfumbu. He's got a runner flat on the line. Back across they come. A long looping pass. Not getting the ball with a head start, but certainly laying down one of the Independent Red players are the Great Lake Thunderbirds. penalized are the Independents there, not releasing in the tackle. Opportunity here for Great Lakes. They're looking for the post yet again.
Ivan Delgado wants his points. He says, we've earned our way down here. He's calling the shots. We're going to line up a second shot at posts here. The Bowling Green Falcons, see if he can find 3 more.
Both these teams looking to end off the day in a positive note here. Don't see a lot of taking the posts all the time in All-Star Rugby, but they're going to go for it right here with Niemiller.
Kicking into the sun.
That one is not going to find its mark there. They're going to move that one quickly out to the wing and popped up by Reardon. Good work there. Nearly lost hold of it. Voath looked for them runners, finds one. Ball back, looking for the kick. They get it in. Will it find touch is the question. Has not, has drifted to the middle of the field. Here comes Chipfumbu. Chipfumbu can't get through the first tackle. Ball spills forward there. It is Independent Red ball with a scrum advantage, which would go quickly. Looking quickly is Voath. He spots some space in behind. It bounces in around the 50-meter line, takes a strange one. Chipfumbu comes down with the Chipfumbu. Ball to the ground by this Independence defense here. This is that man, Malcolm Robinson, doing the work. After on 22, a lot longer to go, are the Great Lakes team, but a player not supporting their weight for Great Lakes. Independent will get the penalty and get the reward of this one. 16 minutes gone in this first half.
Might just be trading shots at goal here.
This will be another shot.
Test match rugby. These teams both want to win this one.
Santos steps up again. Santos steps up. Santos has the distance and the direction. 6-3. They take a lead once again. 3 minutes to go in this first half.
Babson by way of Manila. Santos. Mentioned it earlier in the day, but worth a double mention here. His older brother is playing with the Falcons in Fiji. Harvard player, a star of the Harvard Crimson.
I like that greater broadcast area. We called the Yale-Harvard game for Friday night rugby last October, was it now? And Santos just took hold of that game at some point in the second half. Yale got away with the win, but that was quite a performance from Santos' older brother.
And the run it straight challenges in the backyard of the Santos home were pretty entertaining right now.
Keep going, everybody go!
We'll pay attention to this Santos on Independent Red. His brother's already gotten his due. Big run coming in there from Robinson. He's tripped up eventually. He's going to go to ground. Players coming in trying to rip this one away. But Voath has a hold of it. Gets to Antisev. Antisev gets it out in the middle of the field, but an interception and a little tip pass comes there. We're going to come back for an offsides penalty. Too good to be true. Another opportunity here for this Independent Red team. And Estevez has ball in hand. Gives it to Corbett, his Brown teammate. See what they decide to do. They're going to go for posts here. Santos, when you're hot, you're hot.
Seeing some of that northeast attitude coming out. A couple shoulder checks. Maybe a chest bump against the Great Lakes player on the way out. You can see Corbett getting pretty demonstrative. The Independents do not like not winning. And they're not used to it at this point, defending champions.
A bit more distance on this one. Win not too bad here. Santos lines it up, has the distance again, has the accuracy again, and it is 9-3 Independence Red over Great Lakes. Time winds down in the first half here.
Six points, that's a big advantage. Big advantage, 2 scores technically. Conversion, no gimme in this competition, no gimme in rugby whatsoever. So those 3 points are valuable.
Fascinating at the end of the day here, Pat, to see a kicking duel between these two teams.
Getting closer and closer to that knockout rugby.
Independent Red put some runners in there. Good solid hit from a Thunderbird. Delgado made that hit. They're in the middle of the field to Corbett. Corbett finds a runner coming through and Estevez. Estevez getting driven backwards. Going to have to get to the ground and does. Great Lakes trying to make hay of that. Penalty against this Independent team here. Player not releasing.
You gonna trade more shots at goal, or I think the Great Lakes are realizing they need to get a 5-pointer here, the first of the game potentially.
Yeah, Nee Miller, the Bowling Green player, will put this one into touch, be an opportunity for the Great Lakes Thunderbirds. From the lineup they go. Well taken. Beanie was trying to disrupt that, could not. Chief Chipfumbu has a hold of the ball. Powerful run from the Thunderbirds. Nee Miller off to the right-hand side this time, just looking for that space. Time is up on the clock here in the first half, so this may be the final action, barring a penalty, and there's a penalty you cannot end on. Player not supporting his own body weight. Off they go through Chipfumbu. He wants the runners. He's got the runners. Players are back 10, so they're all set there. But you see the try line just in the back. See if Independent Red can withhold the onslaught here of this Great Lakes team. Big player coming in, trying to get the ball down there. Has he done? He is still outside of the try line. Just the big battle that goes on here. We'll see what happens. Delgado couldn't get that one down. Looked to me like a player came in from an angle there from Independent, but not so according to the referee. But that time, they're good. It is 9-8. Conversion here would put Great Lakes ahead going into the half.
Was that Chipfumbu who got the score down? I think it was. He made the call to go for it, and I think he was the one who squirted through right here. Oh, no, he made the offload. It was him who made the offload just before. Nice pass, good handling. Great Lakes putting the momentum builder. They'll take the lead if they can slot this here, but either way, snatching the momentum going into the shed. They have stood toe-to-toe against this intimidating Reds team more than anybody else we've seen so far today. Their lineouts have been the most successful against that absolutely brutal, tall picket fence of Beanie and Corbett. They're winning points of contact against this team that other groups have not been able to do.
That one is no good. According to the referee, it's going to be 1 point in it, 9-8 as we go into halftime here. We're going to be back in just a moment with second half action here at Aviva Stadium. National Collegiate Rugby All-Star Shield Challenge, final 20 minutes a day coming up just after this. Welcome back for the final 20 minutes of the day. It is a barn burner here. Independence Red, in red, coming from right to left on your screen, is up by 1 point over the Thunderbirds of Great Lake. I am John Broker with Pat Clifton. 20 minutes to go before we get ready for Sunday, the knockout rounds. The time it all counts right now, very important for both these teams. Just ahead is the Independence Red. Pat Clifton, thoughts for the second half for these teams?
Well, I've done some tabulating, and here's what's at stake, right? So if the Great Lakes team wins and goes 2-1, that would force the Northeast Independent Red into being 2-1. And then playing on Field 1 right now is also the Midwest Barbarians and Mid-Atlantic. And if the Midwest Barbarians would win that, they would also be 2-1. So there could be a three-way tie at the top of this pool if the Great Lakes can pull off the upset.
We shall see as we go on. Chief Chipfumbu gets rid of that one. Get the ball down there, and it winds up in Abe Kamara's hands, the Colorado resident. Gets that ball pulled away, and Dartmouth student Abe Kamara. Colorado Springs, a penalty early on here, not releasing. Kamara didn't have enough support around him there. Isolated in Great Lakes through Niemiller. Push that one downfield. They'll have a line out just outside the 40-meter line of the Independent Red.
Great Lakes have had some good success in this offensive line out. Something nobody else has really had against the Independent so far. I spoke too soon on
That one, however, yeah, comes down. Corbett, a good lineout operator, comes down with that one. Ball to Duque. Duque comes in as a substitute in that scrum half position. There's going to have to release it there for Great Lakes. Big run coming in here from Malcolm Robinson. Starting to see him a little more ball in hand in this game. And T-Sev looking wide. Slipping through the tackle there was Reardon, but he's eventually taken down. Duque looking for a runner. And T-Sev going to get that ball in the middle of the field. Big Jack Swords are going to take that one. Players are wrestling their way in there from Great Lakes, but not coming away with it is Ivan Delgado. Looking for the chip ahead is T-Sev. Spots some space in behind. Chip Fumbu gets a hold of it. He shows one way and goes the other. Deep in their own end, outside their 22. Dangerous days here from this Great Lakes team that really likes to have a go. But we have a penalty for a knockdown against the Independent Red. Santos was trying to knock that ball back, but it just went forward a little bit. But good pressure on him there from the Independent Red.
Fortunate maybe to escape a yellow card, but the referee saw it the same way as you there, John, giving Santos the benefit of the doubt.
Great Lakes able to push this one down to just inside their own half.
Robinson looking like a dog on a leash at the back of this line out, looking to pressure any mishap. And there he is on top of it.
Messy lineup, but taken by the Great Lakes team. Little spin move there, looking for open play out wide. They've got the ball. Spilled forward, however. Independent Red have a hold of it. Kamara steps in, was going to play in the distributor position. Is not going to now. Ball back to Corbett. Corbett lowers his shoulder. Corbett. Players coming in at Duque. Wants a runner and finds one. And Duque looking in the other direction now. Send the ball back. Slightly tipped, but Chipfumbu comes down with a Chipfumbu. Can't get ahead of steam. Great tackle by Kamara. Penalty, however. Player not holding their own weight there. Referees quit to call this, and this may wind up on a card here.
That's a difficult card. I'm not even sure it was a penalty, and he's going to give him a card.
Yeah, I'm not sure I am with that one either.
Firmly sunk in the sod the entire time. Going to get called for diving over. Yeah, I mean, that went so well with the referee. The referee, when he was brought in the captain and the offended player, the captain started arguing, and he had to back him up too. So some contention on the field on that one.
Ball down, doesn't find touch. Kamara finds a little room to run. Kamara gets outside the 22. Great Lake players over the top there quickly. Barreling in just outside is Omar Aljandari. Aljandari, the ball away. Have to be careful down here. Will the Independent Red. Turnover. Now we have a whistle and a player calling for, the referee was signaling for a replacement. And I think a player hit his head on the ground there.
It looks like some kind of head injury. Good to see the referee not take any leeway on that one. Give no slack to it. Let's call attention, get the medical professionals on the field and figure out what's going on right away. This game's starting to get pretty contentious. There's 15 minutes of rugby left. The only way the Independents can guarantee their way into the semifinals would be with a victory here. Same thing with the Great Lakes. Only way to keep their hopes alive is with the victory.
Player off for a check there. Matias Calvo comes onto the field.
New England still playing down a man after that ominous yellow card. Notice that the kick did not go to touch right after that. Ball doesn't lie.
Certainly made a big difference. Little ball coming around looking for Kamara, but Kamara getting a bit of a messy ball there. Referee's going to whistle it. It's going to be a scrum here for Great Lakes just outside the 22 of Independent. Great opportunity for them 5 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, that's not a place to force an error deep in your own end. Right around the 22-meter line, you're down a man. You really got to shore up your handling there. Kamara needs to dust that off, have a short memory. Back to playing some tough defense here. As I said again, Independence playing with 14.
Big pressure coming in from the Independents. We have our arm out for an advantage for the Great Lakes. Big hit comes in on Chipfumbu. Wrestle for the ball here. I guess it was an advantage. If he did have his arm out. No, we're going to come back. Here goes Chipfumbu. Chipfumbu trying to catch some players off sides. Referee doesn't think so, but they're going to go quick. They're looking at the line. Here come Great Lakes. Great Lakes scored from this position at the end of the first half. Looking to do it again. Obviously, the Independent Red have different ideas about this. Staying in tight come Great Lakes through some of the big boys. Another attempted move of the line. Corbett has a hold of the ball. Can the player get it down? Has he rolled too many times? Are they diving over? They are not. Try awarded. 5 points to the good there, and the lead gets taken for this Great Lakes team.
Here we go. The Great Lakes Thunderbirds punching it in from short range. Every single carry, a wrestling match. And this time they were able to dive over from the top ropes, got it down. Looks like some Independents might have disagreed with it, but great defense from them, but too much of the Thunderbirds. You can tell they want this one quite a bit, trying to punch their way into the semifinals for the first time here at the All-Star Shield Challenge.
4 points up now. This would put them up 6. They can hit this kick. Chipfumbu lining this one up.
He absorbed a big tackle on that last possession. You see him up and ready to kick again.
Chipfumbu checking the wind here. Assistant referees say that's no good. Oh, they say that is good, actually. Flag went up in the air there. So 6-point lead here for the Great Lakes Thunderbirds.
New England Independents finding themselves in a rare position now. Down late.
There are 15 minutes to go. Plenty of time
Our game
here.
clock hasn't restarted, so I'm not sure, and it's been a minute since it's been frozen, so I'm not sure how much time they've got down on the pitch.
We'll find out. Great Lakes coming through Chipfumbu. It's a ball to Montgomery. Montgomery doesn't get ahead of steam, but able to get a couple of yards there. They're rolling away for Independent Red, but not quick enough for the referee.
Got to find some patience here for the Independents. Find some patience, find some teammates, look right and left of you, connect to the guy immediately to the right and left in defense, and make sure you put 2 shoulders on every single tackle. That's really all you can do here. And then wait for the mistake, and when it happens, you pounce on it. If you try to force it, you're going to end up giving the Thunderbirds more free yardage like you just did.
Certainly would. They're going to look at this ball, trying to go after this one. You see at the front, Players coming in and closing it off for Independent Red. And as you said, the patience isn't there, so they're going to get a free kick. Chief Chipfumbu is going to get to move quickly here. On the attack again inside the Independent Red 22 are the Great Lake Thunderbirds. Great Lakes looking strong here as this game moves on. Mulea tries to step that one. Sorry, that was Chipfumbu that stepped in that time. Again, Mulea's out here in the number 12 trying to wrap around the outside are the Great Lake Thunderbirds. Player gets to the ground eventually. Ball recycled up to one of the big boys, Feldman. We have a penalty advantage here to the Great Lakes. See what happens with this one. Nee Miller looked like he saw some space. He did, but he can't quite close it down. Comes back, however, to Independent Red. It's going to be a penalty against the Independents for a high tackle.
Penalty after penalty really starting to mount here. Thunderbirds take their time, make your decisions, get lined up, make sure everybody's on the same page. You got a 6-point lead. Any points here is going to put this thing in a really good spot for you.
Sending some of the big fellas through. Looking to get in the wrestling match again here, just inside the 5-meter line. Pushing towards the line, looking at the line, over the line. Try awarded to Great Lakes. Excellent work there, and it looks like that was the man, Hudson Montgomery from Thomas More. Touches one down for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, great carry by the big fella. Looks like an absolute unit. Charging forward here, just great crab crawl by everybody. Even got a little high on that one, Montgomery, but was so determined and had such support behind him that he was able to push over for the score. Great Lakes just hammering home a huge upset win. I think that the Independents came into this weekend the odds-on favorite. They had the Division I national champion Brown Bears. They had a lot of fantastic players. Everybody knew at home, household names in the game of college rugby. And yet, here it is, the Great Lakes Thunderbirds upsetting them to really mix things up in Pool A here. Depending on what's happening on the other pitch, we could end up with a 3-way tie. It could come down to point differential here.
It could come down to differential, and that's a good work there from Chipfumbu. You have to think about it, Pat. I mean, you know, we had some of these players for Wheeling, a lot of these players on this team for Great Lakes, lost to Brown in the knockout rounds of the NCR playoffs last year. So you guys out there a little bit of a chip on their shoulder thinking they owe them one. Players playing out of their skin right now for this Great Lakes team. Independence certainly not finished. I believe the yellow card is over here as we have a little to and fro passing coming from Independent. They're looking a little loose at the moment. They know they need some points on the board. When it comes down to point differential, they certainly want to get some more here. Quickly cross, coming to the back. Ball into the hands of T7. That one looked like it went forward a little bit, but not seen. So Kamara brings it to the ground. Good defensive work from the Thunderbirds. Coleman Jackson comes in with that one. Penalty against Great Lakes. They're going to go quick. Is Aduke. Aduke is going to get that ball into the hands of Gordon. Gordon not going to worry about it because it's going to be not 10 against Great Lakes.
And a back chat penalty. So not 10 plus the back chat. Gives the Independents a great opportunity to score and punch it in. Not entirely sure how much time's left on the clock. We lost it for a little bit there, but we're definitely under 10. Could be under 5. And the Independents are playing with a real sense of urgency here.
See where they decide to go with this one. Corp in the middle of the line there. They're going to go to him quickly, and down they come. Going to try to drive this one in. Great Lakes going to have to be careful. Referee whistles it up, however, for players coming in. Offside positions. There's going to be a scrum here for Great Lakes on the obstruction.
Huge break for the Great Lakes. That's the way to evade getting mowed over by that maul, is to avoid having to deal with it altogether. And in that instance, it was just unfortunately a little bit of obstruction. You got to pull in that defense and you got to bind on them, and if you do not, then it's just going to end up being blocking. So that's what the penalty was, reversing the ball to the Great Lakes. Let's see if the Independents can muster up. They've got a mighty scrum. They can muster up a push here to turn that ball back over.
Independence trying to drive this one through, getting the squeeze on. Ball comes back around. Two of them players diving in. Referee says you got to play that ball, but it seems to have come back. Did come back there, and here goes Corbett towards the line. Corbett over the line. Corbett at the line, excuse me. Thought they got that one in. We'll see what the call is here from the referee. Looking to go a little bit wider. They get it into the hands of Robinson. Robinson headed towards the line. Defensive work coming in here, but penalty coming in from the side against Great Lakes. Great Lakes may be about to lose a player.
At this point, late in the game, every time that he has to stop and talk, he is giving Great Lakes an absolute present, especially if it doesn't come with a card. He's just now melted 40 seconds off the clock for the Independents, when they should arguably be playing up a man at this point. So let's. Hold on.
We're looking strong here. Ball through to the Independent Red, looking to get a try here. Independent Red moving their way across the field. Sorry for that technical glitch. We're working on it here. Players coming across, looking wide. The pass goes up, heads towards the touchline, rolls over there. We're going to come back according to the referee. I believe it's another penalty across this side. See what the decision is here. Headed towards the line they are. Rolling over the line they go. Referee spots that one. And whistles for the end of the game. 22-9. Great Lakes gonna come out on top of this one. And apologies for the technical glitch that we had there. But that is going to be the end of our day here at Aviva Stadium. We're going to be here tomorrow. You can go to ncr.rugby, look under the Men's All-Star Championship tab, find the game times for tomorrow, find the matchup for tomorrow. They'll be updating the standings momentarily for everybody here at Next Level Rugby and everybody at National Collegiate Rugby. It's been an enjoyable day of All-Stars. We'll be back on Sunday to bring you some more. Have a great rest of your day.